Namaste. The light in me recognizes and bows to the light in each of you. My name is Desi Bartlett, and I'm really excited to be here today with Pineapple Life. And today we're going to be enjoying a very simple stretch series. And I think that what I've learned during this time of this global pause is that sort of getting back to basics is important. And so today our movement will reflect that. We're just gonna kind of peel it back and get back to basics. So good news, you get to lay down. Go ahead and join me, and you can lay down on your back. And just completely relax for a moment. So let your spine just lay onto the floor. Maybe sigh it out a couple times. And then let's come into a very easy happy baby. So you're going to bend your knees, take hold of the outer arches of your feet, and rock and roll a little bit side to side. As you rock and roll, massage your lower back. And just feel the body beginning to unwind. And let's continue to hold on to the right leg. Let the left foot come down to the floor. If you can fully extend the leg, great. If that's too much, then you can keep the knee bent. And make sure that the left hip is down on the floor as well. And from here, we're simply going to come into a hamstring stretch. So I'll always give you 3 options with the stretch. You can hold on to the hamstring itself, you can hold on to the calf, or you can make peace fingers and hold on to your big toe. So I live in Los Angeles. We're in Marina del Rey, right where it meets Venice Beach, and you can probably see the ocean in the background. It's kind of nice to have Mother Nature surrounding us and to have some sunshine and some outdoor spaces. And even if it's a little bit gray today when you're practicing with me, that's okay. Just see the sunshine on the screen and feel some of that warmth and that radiance coming into your body, into your mind, into your heart. And let's cross the right ankle on top of the left thigh. And you can bring your hands to the hamstring, the shin, or for those of you who are a little bit more bendy, for the yogis, you can hold on to the big toe and draw towards you. And let me correct myself there. I said for the yogis. Yogi, a yogi or a yogini, a woman, it doesn't mean that you're more flexible. You know, it's the people who stand up and breathe together and enjoy a sense of community and global harmony. Doesn't mean you can touch your toes. It means that you show up fully in your life. You learn to work with the breath a little bit with pranayama, and you feel the energy, the current of energy moving through your body, and you can feel how it moves through the spine right here, right now. So it doesn't have to involve chaturanga or a lot of choreography to be yoga. Sometimes it's giving someone a hug or a smile with your eyes. Let's bring the left foot down and bring the outer arch of the right foot onto the left outer thigh, and let that left knee, pardon me, drop down and across. So for those of you who are athletes, if you're a runner or anyone who has a lot of repetitive forward motion, like cyclists, you're going to feel that IT band even a little bit more, because it might be a little tight. Now let's let the shoulders drop down and away from the ears. Good work. And then let's come back to the center, return to happy baby. Oh, there's that sunshine coming out to play. And then we move on to the second side. So we start with the hamstring stretch. Again, you can have your foot on the floor with the knee bent, or you can extend the leg. Option 1, hamstring. Option 2 is calf. Option 3, there go those peace fingers again. And really be aware that your hips are level here. So there's a tendency for one hip, in this case the left hip, to kind of jump up and shorten that side waist. Try to drop it down, find length, and just breathe. So it's springtime right now, and I think a lot of us do spring cleaning, and you know, that's like when we clean out under the fridge and those places that we might forget about. The garage. Think of this stretch as sort of like spring cleaning for your hamstrings. It's like, oh yeah, kind of forgot about those guys back there. And now let's cross the left ankle on top of your right thigh. Draw the right thigh towards you. Again, option 1, thigh. Option 2, shin. Option 3, here go the peace fingers. Good. You can flex your feet, gives you a little bit more of a stretch through the back of the leg, but totally optional. You have control here to design the stretch sequence in the way that feels good to you. Breathe a little bit deeper if you can. I don't know if you can hear it, but there's lovebirds nearby and they keep serenading us. I'll point it out the next time that they sing. Okay, let's bring that right foot down. And now let the right knee move down and across to the left. My left outer ankle is on top of the right outer thigh. And you can gaze to the right a little bit. Kind of nice to hold your heart here, the physical organ of your heart, and just feel the beat. That rhythm, that beautiful drum that is with us throughout our entire life. We don't even need to think about it, but when we do, it's kind of nice to have a moment of pause, a moment of reverence for what a miracle that is. And let's let all that go and roll onto your side. You can either lay on your bicep like a pillow, or you can pop up onto your hand. If this hurts your neck, come back down. Your bottom knee will stay bent, top knee will bend. From here, option 1, hamstring, option 2, calf, option 3, peace fingers, so just like we did when we were laying down. And then draw the foot a little closer to your head. So in yoga, this is called Anantanasana. It means side-lying Vishnu pose. If you've ever seen the statues in India of the deity, Vishnu laying on his side and drawing that leg up, you know what I'm talking about. But I grew up in the 80s, so I see this and I think Jane Fonda. In that first workout video, I don't even remember the name of it, but it really kind of changed the industry and pioneered something new. And it kind of feels like that might be happening now, like there's a lot of pioneering that's going on during this time of global pause. A lot of people thinking of new stuff. And let's release that. Come up. Keep your knees stacked, please. Sit up as tall as you can and twist away from your knees. Once you've moved as deep as you can comfortably, then gaze over that front shoulder. Maybe smile. It helps. Good. Now let's take it on the other side. So swivel the legs around. And you can lay on your side again. Bicep as a pillow or prop your head. Hamstring, calf, or big toe. Good. And so if you're not super flexible here, it's okay. Be patient with yourself. We are stretching the inner thighs. And it's not like we walk around in this stretch or anything remotely near it in our daily lives. So just take your time and breathe into it and try to let it feel good. Good. 3 more deep breaths. It's so nice to feel the change of seasons around us right now, the beautiful green trees, the birds. That lovebird I was telling you about just flew by. Maybe she'll make an appearance on camera. And release. Good. And then please come onto your tummy and bend your knees for a moment. Let your knees, actually let your feet just kind of rock side to side as you swivel on top of the knee. It's a very gentle low back release. And now with the left leg straight, bend your right knee and draw the right heel towards your bottom. For a moment there I was trying to pick the word. Will I say tush or glute or bottom or bum? I remember my very first job teaching group fitness in the 1980s. We used to have a list of approved words for different body parts. And for the bottom we had to say your glutes. And no one knew what a glute was then, but I know that you know. So try to work your heel towards your glute. And if this is enough, cool, this is plenty for most of us. But for those of you who have just like a little bit more to play with, a little more range of motion, you can spin your fingertips towards your head and then work the foot down again. And it changes the nature of the stretch, not so much in the lower body, but in the shoulder joint. And release. And again, bend your knees and just kind of let them move side to side. I have two little boys. This reminds me of my 6-year-old when he's laying down on the floor. He just kind of swivels his legs. It feels good on your low back. And let's change sides. Bend the opposite knee, hand to the foot, heel towards your bottom. And try to maintain a little bit of a lift in the upper body, so it's almost like a sphinx pose in the upper body. But again, we're peeling it back today. It's nothing fancy. It's just a simple stretch to feel good. And let me give you that same option again. If you want to get deeper into the shoulder joint, you can swivel the fingertips around so that they point towards your head. And just kind of notice how that feels in your shoulder. I remember hearing Deepak Chopra a long time ago, and he was saying how there's really only 2 reactions in the world, and you can release that. I was expecting him to have some really long, interesting, even complicated explanation, but what he said is there's 2 reactions to everything, yum or yuck, and I love that. Again, just peeling it back to make it really, really straightforward. So from here, we come into Sphinx. And hopefully this feels yummy. Hopefully this is something that feels good because your body is prepared for it. And then come onto your hands and knees and pull it all the way back to child's pose. And in child's pose, walk your hands way off to the right. And now if you'd like, you can thread your left arm through and under your right arm. Bring your right hand forward and breathe into the back of the left shoulder. This should feel like a nice release for your shoulders and your neck and your lower back. So for those of you who have been on Zoom meetings, whether it's for your own business or for your children's education, I know our shoulders can get tight sitting at the computer all day. Let it release, let it feel good. Triple dog dare you to smile. And let's try the other side. So come through the center, walk your hands to the left, and then if you're joining me for the little twisty variation, right hand through and under, left arm reaches forward, can you hear the birds? And bring it back to the center. Come up tall on your knees. And we have one last stretch. So with the knees together and the heels on the outside of your bottom, just lean back a little bit. So for those of you who have had any kind of ACL repair, if this feels yucky, you can take one leg in front and take it one side at a time. So option 1, you're on your hands. Option 2, you're on your elbows. Option 3, you lay it all the way down. And it's just a really strong quad and hip flexor stretch. So you should feel the stretch in the psoas and in the quadriceps. And you can play with it. You can come up or halfway up whenever you wish. And let's come all the way out. Have a seat on your heels. Let's bring the hands to the heart. So today was a simple stretch. It was peeling back the layers and remembering that it's okay to come back to things that are a little bit more simple, a little bit more easy. And when we do that, it can kind of ease our nervous system. So there's been this like underlying fight or flight thing that's been going on globally, not just in the individuals, but in the collective. So for those of us who are yogis and aware and awake and just breathe a little deeper, we can share that. We can share that with everyone around us and hopefully send that out to our global community so that everyone can feel supported and honored. Thanks so much for joining me. My name is Desi Bartlett, and I hope that we can stay connected. I'm here on Facebook as Desi Bartlett Fitness, and I've also created a new YouTube channel, which is also Desi Bartlett, and I have a lot of new content on there. There's fitness for you and your family. There's yoga for Zoom shoulders. There's a lot of different things. Thanks so much for joining me, and I hope to see you soon. Namaste.